Coach Wood, you got to be a happy man. You got a full stable of healthy running backs to start camp. What's the vibe with your group?
Good vibes. I'm excited to have them all back, full and ready to go. Playing good football. They got a lot of them have a year under their belt, and so it's showing up in the first two practices. We right now have to take the next step. I think we're headed in the right direction. A good group. Just it's good to see the maturation and things that they've learned over the last year now be able to translate to the field. So there's still a lot of work.
With Kaden in particular, what's that look like for him versus maybe where he was as a wide-eyed freshman last year?
Yeah, it's amazing to go back and look. I was showing some film to one of the younger guys that's learning, and the old film from last year. Some of it was Kaden, and some of it was Aiden. Those guys in a younger mode. So to be able to see the maturation between those two, they look totally different. Both of them look totally different. I'm excited about it, and they're showing up on film.
Brett has talked about being excited to see this complete group of running backs. What has you most excited about this group?
Just having them all back, like we always talk about having different flavors. Those guys bring a lot of things to the table. Obviously, Aiden brings the speed and the electricity. Big Kaden brings the thunder. Josh is going to bring the thunder. They do a little bit of everything, but those guys have different flavors, and I'm excited to have them all back. They're happy. They're helping each other out. They're repping, and it's been great to have them all back.
With such a dynamic group of running backs, how does that aid in competition within the room? Like, how do they make each other better?
Yeah, iron sharpens iron. That's one man sharpens another. But they feed off of each other every single day, and it's pretty unique to be competitive as they are, but also to help each other out. It's pretty unique. We got a great group of guys that are not selfish at all. That's unique in that room. It's one ball, but those guys are all working and really just focus on getting better each and every day. And if they focus on that, the things will happen. It'll all shake out in the end. And so that's what they're focused on, just getting better one day at a time, and then let the chips fall where they may from there.
And one thing you've heard Coach have said before, too, is that run game really opens up everything for the rest of the offense. So that can be the same case this year, and how do you see that playing out for you guys?
Absolutely. When you talk in terms of who our head coach is, all right, it all starts with running the ball, all right, stopping the run and covering kicks. That's how you win. That's the formula for winning. And so that's where we're going to be. We're going to try to run the ball, and that's where it starts. So.
Everyone loves to hear about freshmen. How's Kaden Valentine look so far?
He had a good practice yesterday. A lot better than day one, to be expected. First day out there with all those guys, and so a lot better yesterday. And hopefully today is a lot better than yesterday. And so just keep making strides. You know, he has some guys that have played ahead of him that are helping him out, and he's watching them. He's had to master the mental rep. So he may not take as many reps as the older guys, but he's got to master and see what those older guys are doing, all right, and trying to learn from that as well.
What kind of back is he? What tools does he bring with him?
Yeah, he's a guy that's dynamic, right? He's going to be a guy that can catch, run out of the backfield, be able to be dynamic, be explosive. I think we'll have the potential to have a explosive home run hitter when we're all said and done.
Brett's talked a lot about Josh. What does a health? It feels so long since we've seen Josh healthy. What's a healthy Josh look like? What do you think some of that excitement builds with what he complements in that room?
Yeah, to me, if you go back to the FAU game last year, that's what a healthy Josh looked like. The guy who closed out the game in 4-minute offense and was able to bring us home. Powerful, runs behind his pass. He's underrated as a receiver out of the backfield, but he's really good at catching the ball, has some of the best hands on the team. He's been a leader in our room. It's third year in the offense, and so just glad to see him back, fresh and healthy, and with the dynamic group that we have, we should be able to keep all those guys fresh and healthy.
And then Brett's called Kaden kind of like a freak and has some freak. Like, how would you describe him? And if freak is a term you would use, like what stands out about physically what he's able to do?
Yeah, he's just an ultra talented kid. He's a great young man, first of all, which enables him to be and have the talent that he has, and then be able to put it into place, man. You should see the notes that he takes, right? The most in-depth notes of any freshman I've ever coached in my 20-some years of coaching. Just the detail that he puts into everything that he does, and just the want to, right? The want to and the makeup and the unselfishness. I can talk about him for an hour. But he's an awesome kid, and I think you're going to start to see him come into his own. But he's excited about this opportunity to get back out on the field, and he's going to continue to grow, right? He's not a finished product at all, which is awesome for us, right? And he's just going to continue to grow each and every day, and I'm excited about that potential.
And with Aiden, it sounds like people said like the light kind of went on for him in the spring. How has that carried over, and what's that look like on the field?
We challenged him this summer, right, to do that, right? He had a great spring. I mean, unbelievable spring, and that guy that we saw this spring, I challenged him. I want to see it in the fall. Take the next step, and he's been that from practice 1 to practice 2, and we're expecting him to be that guy all the way through the fall. He's been dynamic as well. It's what we brought him here for, to be that kind of guy. He's home run speed. He's electric. Catch the ball in the backfield. The one quality that he showed up in our room the most is he's the leader now. Like, he's a young guy, but he is the leader. He's a vocal leader. Didn't see that when we got here, but man, he's been unbelievable. This entire summer, really from the spring to the summer, he's a different guy. I got to be honest, he's a different guy, and so just proud of him and the growth he's had, and we expect some big things from him.
It looked like
Can we please close it out with the last guy that we haven't talked about, Jordan Anderson? What's he look like? Has he recovered from that ACL and kind of a similar flavor as Kaden? What can he bring for you?
Yeah, Jordan's been awesome, man. I'm so happy to see him out there. He's been about a year that he hadn't been on the field. He's had some success in the first 2 days. Just interested to see to increase his role more and more, in practice as we continue to go. But he's been awesome for the first 2 days. Just happy for him. Team's happy for him. Anytime you have an injury like that, to be able to come back, guys are excited for him, man. He's out there making plays, so really excited for him.
Are you mindful of the injuries going into camp, or is it just full speed ahead and chalk it up to bad luck, or is there a load management kind of thing?
It's always full speed ahead for us. Kind of how we do things. Injuries are part of the game. It's just what it is. Injuries are part of the game. Unfortunately, it's part of it. But we're full speed ahead in everything that we do. Those guys, they're good. They've been back for a year. They've been cleared by the doctor, so we're full speed ahead.